She thought the large snake was treating her as a hatchling, or cub/youngster. But gradually, Ruan Qingye discovered that this snake was acting like a husky. It constantly liked to lick her, and even completely washed her with its saliva. At this moment, the newly transmigrated Ruan Qingye hopefully pulled out her phone, only to discover there was no signal. Reluctantly, she ran back and forth trying to get a connection, but in the end, she had to give up in disappointment and accept the fact that she had transmigrated. She came to a small stream, and seeing several large black fish in the clear water, her stomach couldn't help but rumble. For her survival, Ruan Qingye suppressed her hunger and went into the water to try and catch a fish. Thanks to her past wilderness camping experience, she was able to quickly adjust to her current situation. Perhaps because the fish here lived in such a comfortable environment, they lacked awareness of danger, making it easy for Ruan Qingye to catch one. She then moved some stones and used branches to build a simple fish roasting rack. Luckily, she still had a lighter in her backpack, so she didn't need the trouble of making fire with a bow drill. The leaves here were very strange. Even though the branches were green and full of leaves, they were surprisingly flammable. This made Ruan Qingye even more cautious with the fire source, fearing she might accidentally start a forest fire. Soon, a fragrant fish was grilled. After taking a big bite, Ruan Qingye finally felt alive again. Although there was no salt, the fish was unexpectedly delicious. In no time, she finished the entire fish. After eating, Ruan Qingye went back to the water and caught another one. She skillfully prepared it, wrapped it in leaves, smeared it with what sounded like Sydney, likely a mistranscription or a proper noun for a jungle ingredient, maybe a sap or fruit, and put it next to the fire. After doing all this, she stared blankly into the fire. What kind of ghost place is this? Ruan Qingye frustratingly scratched her hair, still feeling it was unreal, fantasizing that she could return at the next moment. But suddenly, she heard a rustling sound, like something rubbing against the grass. Immediately, a very dangerous feeling welled up in her heart. Out of instinct, she quickly sat up and rolled to the side. The next second, a thick, long, black snake tail smashed the spot where she had just been lying, leaving a crack. Ruan Qingye looked back and saw a thick snake tail had snatched the grilled fish next to the fire. Then she saw a 20-meter-long black python. A chill instantly spread across Ruan Qingye's body. Fear made her legs tremble uncontrollably. Suddenly, she lost her balance and fell to the ground. Wouldn't it be like eating a spicy strip of jerky for this big black snake to eat me? Ruan Qingye thought miserably. The black snake began to slowly approach her. Ruan Qingye closed her eyes, preparing for the worst. But the expected pain didn't come. She only felt a cold, slick sensation on her arm. When she slowly opened her eyes, she saw the large snake extending its tongue, or fork, and licking her arm. Furthermore, the snake's tail was wrapped around a bright red fruit and was pushing it insistently toward her face. Left with no choice, Ruan Qingye tremblingly took the fruit and bit into a small piece. Wow, it's so sweet! Seeing the small human eat the fruit, the large snake showed a very human-like smile. Next, the large snake suddenly used its tail to push 2 or 3 black fish toward her. It then wrapped its tail around Ruan Qingye's waist, pushing her toward the black fish. She calmed down from her fear and understood. "You want me to grill the fish for you?" The large snake pushed the fish forward again. Ruan Qingye knew she had guessed correctly. After that, she became the grill master. "I am a grill sauce." "No, a grill master, strong in the art of roasting fish. Though I won't receive a penny, my life is more important than money." She kept busy until sunset, finally feeding the large snake until it was full. The large snake licked Ruan Qingye's hand and arm, and then, as if for compensation, stuffed several red fruits into Ruan Qingye's arms. While putting the fruits into her backpack, Ruan Qingye said, "Brother Snake, now that you're full, hurry back. See you tomorrow at the same time." The idea was nice, but the reality was cruel. The large snake clearly wasn't going to let the little human go. Before Ruan Qingye could react, she was dragged away by the snake's tail. Suspended in the air, she had no choice. Soon, she was brought to a cave. The cave was large, with a big piece of smooth stone in the center. A fluffy animal hide was intentionally spread on the stone. How did the snake manage to skin a beast? Ruan Qingye wondered. The large snake skillfully lay down on the hide, leaving an empty spot, motioning for the little human to join it. Ruan Qingye didn't have the guts, waving her hands in a panic, indicating she would sleep outside. Outside the cave, Ruan Qingye immediately pulled out her phone, clinging to a Final Fantasy as she looked at the screen. But still, no miracle happened. At this moment, Ruan Qingye finally couldn't hold back and cried loudly. She was now destined to rely only on herself to survive in this forest. Suddenly, a cold snake's tongue, fork, poked her face, trying to lick her tears. Ruan Qingye sobbed and blocked it with her hand. "Woo! Don't lick me! I don't even have water to wash my face." Although the large snake showed clear, good intentions, Ruan Qingye still couldn't completely trust the other party. But when she felt the sensation on her hand, she realized she had touched the snake's tongue and fork. Goosebumps immediately rose all over her body. She quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, Big Snake. I didn't mean to poke your tongue. Please don't be angry." As soon as she finished speaking, the large snake suddenly pinned Ruan Qingye down. Its tongue repeatedly burrowed into her chest. It had become thoroughly obsessed with the little human's stroking touch. Ruan Qingye let out a sigh of relief. She could only stroke the snake's head over and over again. Unconsciously, she felt hazy and closed her eyes. However, she was suddenly awakened a moment later. Opening her eyes, she found the black snake was still sleeping. She decided to take this chance to leave. Ruan Qingye encouraged herself, took her backpack, and walked out of the cave. Holding a torch, she walked south for 2 hours. Through the moonlight, Ruan Qingye saw an endless grassland. There were many strange animals on the grassland. Ruan Qingye was exhausted, mentally and physically, leaning against a tree trunk and eating the red fruit from her backpack. Then she got up and lit a campfire. In the dark forest, only the fire could give her a sense of security. When grilling fish for the large snake during the day, she had noticed the black snake seemed to fear fire, suggesting the instinct of wild beasts fearing fire still applied here. This gave her the courage to leave the cave at night. But when she truly heard the roars of animals, she couldn't help but feel nervous. A moment of thought, Ruan Qingye decided to sleep in a tree. However, climbing with a torch was inconvenient, so she cleared an area and stuck the torch into the ground. But as soon as she put it down, she smelled a foul scent of blood. Subconsciously, she picked up the torch again and looked into the darkness ahead. Immediately, she met a pair of bloodthirsty, icy eyes. As the shadow approached, she saw the predator's true face, a leopard. A blood-stained wound was visible on its face, clearly a fresh injury. Ruan Qingye trembled, holding the torch in front of her, but to her horror, this beast wasn't very afraid of the flame. In an instant, it lunged forward. Ruan Qingye quickly swung the torch forward. Although she blocked the leopard's attack this time, a scratch was left on her arm. The leopard seemed to be playing with its prey, not rushing to deliver the final blow to Ruan Qingye. Each time it rushed up, left a wound on her, and quickly retreated. Every time, Ruan Qingye was pushed to the brink of collapse, but she didn't want to die like this. Since the torch wasn't working, Ruan Qingye simply threw it away and took out the dagger from her backpack. Before she could make any other move, the beast charged again. But this time, she was ready. She fiercely plunged the dagger into the leopard's eye. However, the force of the impact knocked her to the ground, making it impossible for her to get up immediately. One of the leopard's eyes was blinded. The extreme pain made it wildly ram into a tree. The next moment, Ruan Qingye, lying on the ground, saw an incredible sight. The leopard's body was rapidly transforming back and forth between human and beast forms. After a moment, it returned to its beast form. Then, the beast pounced on her. Ruan Qingye could only watch, waiting for the countdown of her life. In the nick of time, a black shadow suddenly appeared, dragging the leopard, which was airborne, down. Through the faint moonlight, Ruan Qingye clearly saw it was the large black snake. The large snake's size was a bit bigger than the leopard. Its massive, venomous fangs bit directly into the leopard's neck. In a moment, the leopard was a corpse. After dealing with its opponent, the large snake angrily slithered to its little human, demonstrating its anger and reluctance for the first time with a hiss. In its mind, if a female actively leaves a male in the jungle, it only means the male is weak and lacks charm. That is to say, he, the king of the jungle, had not received the little human's approval. At this moment, Ruan Qingye used her blood-stained hand to touch the snake's head and weakly said, "I'm sorry, I didn't expect leaving you would be so costly." The large snake paused at the touch, and an expression of pride instantly appeared, as if saying, "Haha, now you know how powerful I am, right?" Then, it fiercely whipped the leopard's corpse a few times. When it finished venting, it noticed the little human had fainted. It carefully pulled down the little human's clothes, then licked the wounds on her body. That night, Ruan Qingye's consciousness was intermittent. She vaguely saw a man holding her, and then stuffing a lot of bitter herbs into her mouth. She subconsciously closed her mouth, trying to refuse, but then she felt a mouth forcibly pry hers open, pouring the bitter residue down, forcing her to swallow. When Ruan Qingye opened her eyes again, it was already the next afternoon. She only felt sore all over and was lying on the animal hide, wearing only her underpants. Her messy clothes were piled nearby. The wounds on her legs were covered with a thick layer of herbal medicine. After painstakingly putting on her clothes, she ate 3 red fruits before regaining her strength. Just then, the large snake leisurely returned, dragging 2 prey that hadn't been completely bitten to death. When the large snake saw Ruan Qingye was awake, its eyes instantly brightened. It casually threw the 2 prey outside the cave and tried to pounce on Ruan Qingye, but halfway through its slide, it remembered that the little human had disregarded danger and run to that leopard's territory just to leave it. Its eyes suddenly dimmed. Its tail was no longer curled up. It turned around, pushed the prey in front of Ruan Qingye, and then silently coiled up in the corner with its back to Ruan Qingye. "Thank you for saving me that night." Ruan Qingye saw the large snake's conflicted and sorrowful movements and understood that her silent departure had hurt the snake. After speaking, Ruan Qingye went to the large snake's side. Quote, "From now on, I'll grill as much fish as you want, and I can cook other delicious food too. As compensation, how about I cook for you every day?" Ruan Qingye then made a blissful face, as if she had just eaten something delicious, and gave a thumbs up. Seeing this, the large snake finally whimpered and pressed its head onto Ruan Qingye's stomach. This pressure almost made Ruan Qingye spit out the fruit she had just eaten. Seeing this, the large snake quickly lifted its head, its eyes asking a question. "I'm fine, I'm just hungry," Ruan Qingye said, and then planned to take the knife to butcher the prey and cook. But after looking around the stone cave, she didn't see her backpack. She immediately panicked. "Big snake, have you seen my backpack?" The moment she asked, she realized it must have been taken by the black snake. Its evasive eyes, which refused to look at her, looked guilty. Then, the black snake silently retrieved the backpack from behind the stone. The simple-minded black snake thought that as long as it hid this thing, its little human wouldn't leave. Seeing the black snake's head bowed in an apologetic manner, Ruan Qingye couldn't help but smile. She then sincerely explained to the black snake, "This is very important to me. Can you please not secretly hide it again in the future?" But the black snake covered its face with its tail, acting as if it didn't understand. Ruan Qingye could only shake her head with a smile. She took the dagger out of the backpack and began seriously cutting the meat. The black snake, on the other side, voluntarily went outside the cave and dragged in a large bundle of branches and a huge flat stone. Seeing the large snake's very human-like actions, Ruan Qingye took out a palm-sized leaf she had picked in the forest, pointed to it, and signaled that she wanted more. The black snake nodded. Before long, it brought back a large pile of the palm-sized leaves, even carrying several in its mouth. Seeing the large snake in this state, Ruan Qingye had a sudden thought. Could this big snake be treating me as its hatchling? She had heard of cases where wild beasts treated human children as their own. Whatever, being treated as a hatchling is fine, at least I can get some meat to eat. Ruan Qingye, snapping back to reality, started pan-frying the meat on the stone slab. The savory scent attracted a group of wild monkeys. They chattered loudly, tempted, but were too afraid of the large snake to approach the cave. Suddenly, a red fruit hit Ruan Qingye's arm. She looked to the large tree beside her. A bold monkey, taking advantage of the large snake napping after eating its fill, had jumped onto the tree on her side. The monkey extended a large peach in its hand, then pointed at the roasted meat on the stone slab, making a few gestures. Ruan Qingye finally understood. "You want to trade with me?" The monkey pushed the peach forward again. Ruan Qingye moved forward a little and handed the monkey some of the pan-fried meat wrapped in the palm leaf. The monkey took it and called over a few smaller monkeys. They sat in a large tree, eating and making ooh-wah calls at her. Ruan Qingye guessed this was probably their way of praising her cooking. She took a large bite of the peach in her hand. It was crisp, sweet, and refreshing. Then, she waved at the monkey. "If you want to eat meat later, you can come and trade with me." The monkey didn't seem to understand, but it threw another large peach to her. It's easy to get sleepy after a full meal. She yawned and closed her eyes. A moment later, a snake tail gently wrapped around Ruan Qingye and placed her on the stone bed. The snake then put the nearby leaves into its mouth, chewed them up, and proceeded to replace the old dressing on Ruan Qingye's wounds with the fresh poultice. While this was happening, Ruan Qingye suddenly remembered a crucial detail. Why had the leopard turned into a human after it was injured that night? And she was certain that after she passed out, It was a human who fed her medicine. But apart from the large snake, there shouldn't be anyone else in this cave. Could that person have been? As the new leaves were applied, Ruan Qingye's sleepiness became uncontrollable. She fell asleep before she could finish her thought. Duo Ma Jungle was the name Ruan Qingye gave this forest. Since her injury, she had been recuperating in the cave, but she couldn't stand the smell on her body anymore and desperately wanted a bath. For this, she pleaded with the large snake for an hour. Finally, after Ruan Qingye gave him some head scratches, the large snake agreed to carry her to the stream. However, it constantly prevented her from getting into the water. Ruan Qingye was at a loss for a moment. She then decided to change her strategy. She set up the roasting rack and began to grill fish for the large snake. This tactic worked. Not long after filling its round belly, the snake began to doze off. Ruan Qingye also noticed that the large snake had recently developed a strange habit. It liked to rest her backpack on top of its head while sleeping. It was like this every night. Seeing the black snake soundly asleep, Ruan Qingye used her uninjured leg to step into the water, resting the other one on the bank. Then, she scrubbed herself fiercely. When Ruan Qingye finished bathing and emerged from the water, the large snake slowly slithered out from the shade of the trees, still groggily balancing Ruan Qingye's backpack. It licked Ruan Qingye's face, but upon seeing Ruan Qingye's wet body, it instantly became tense. In the snake's understanding, the little cubs in the tribe who were injured and treated with herbs couldn't touch water for a long time, or they could easily die. In its eyes, the little human hadn't grown up yet. The sad expression in the large snake's eyes instantly panicked Ruan Qingye. "I'm sorry, okay? I really couldn't stand the smell on my body anymore, so I went in the water. How about I fry some extra meat for you tonight?" As soon as she finished speaking, the large snake wrapped its tail around her and the clothes on the ground and quickly slid toward the cave. Ruan Qingye had just finished bathing and was only wearing her underpants. Although her body was wrapped in the snake's tail, she still blushed a little. Back at the cave, Ruan Qingye quickly put on her clothes. After placing her on the ground, the large snake patted Ruan Qingye's head, signaling for her to stay put in the cave. Then, the large snake left the cave. This was the signal that the large snake was going out to hunt. But it made Ruan Qingye a bit confused. Didn't he just hunt this morning? Did his appetite increase? Suddenly, with a loud rumble, a powerful thunderclap echoed in the sky. Ruan Qingye was startled back to her senses by the sound. The sky, which had been clear and sunny moments ago, quickly became overcast. In a flash, a bolt of lightning struck the forest, followed by a downpour of heavy rain. Ruan Qingye began to worry about the large snake, afraid it might be struck by lightning. Fortunately, the large snake returned from the rain not long after. It was carrying a piece of prey in its mouth, and its tail was wrapped around a large branch of anesthetic herbs. Ruan Qingye quickly took the herbs the large snake handed over, chewed them up herself, and applied them to her wounds. To prevent fever and infection, Ruan Qingye even boiled some precious honeysuckle from her bag to drink. That evening, the woman and the snake ate roasted meat again, but this time, Ruan Qingye found it hard to swallow. She thought it was because they ate meat every day. So she planned to go out and forage for wild vegetables and mushrooms to change the menu once the heavy rain stopped. Afterward, she lay on the stone bed and fell asleep. In the middle of the night, the large snake was awakened by the little human's whimpering. It instantly straightened its body, anxiously prodding Ruan Qingye's neck with its tail. Realizing the little human had a fever, the large snake thought of the cubs in the tribe who had died. In a panic, it continuously licked Ruan Qingye with its tongue, but the human wouldn't wake up. At this moment, it suddenly remembered that the witch doctor in the tribe had told him there was an herb for reducing fever near the cliff with the pungent smell. It looked down at the little human lying on the bed, then slid out of the cave and disappeared into the storm. An hour later, Ruan Qingye woke up. Finding the large snake was not in the cave, she prepared to go out and look for it. However, as soon as she stood up, she felt dizzy. It was then she realized she had a fever. Helpless, she had to lie back down on the stone bed. The sudden disappearance of the large snake worried her, but Ruan Qingye could only wait inside the cave. Every now and then, she couldn't help but glance toward the cave entrance. The black snake didn't return until the sky was bright. When she looked towards the entrance again, she saw a tall, completely naked man walking into the cave with a bundle of grass in his hand. Ruan Qingye rubbed her eyes hard. Am I feverish and delusional? How am I having hallucinations? The man then squatted next to Ruan Qingye, put the grass into his mouth, chewed it, and then pinched Ruan Qingye's chin, feeding it to her mouth to mouth. "Hey, What are you doing?" The confused Ruan Qingye finally realized what was happening. But the man roughly pinched her mouth shut, making it impossible for her to resist. She shivered from the bitterness, but she recognized the herb as dandelion, which has antipyretic and anti-inflammatory effects. So after only a brief struggle, she managed to swallow the medicine. But after swallowing, Ruan Qingye found that the strange man was still moving his tongue around in her mouth. She pushed the man away just as she was about to suffocate, then gasped for air while scrutinizing the man in front of her, with his sharply defined face and strange totems around his eyes. Damn, why is this guy so handsome? Then her eyes drifted down to the man's private area. Blushing fiercely, she quickly tore off the animal hide from the side, wrapped it around the man's waist, and tied a tight knot. The man didn't speak the entire time, just stared at Ruan Qingye. "Hey, who are you? Did you also suddenly transmigrate to this jungle?" As soon as Ruan Qingye spoke, the man excitedly leaned in, stuck out his tongue, and licked Ruan Qingye's ear, making a hissing sound in his throat. This licking instantly petrified Ruan Qingye. "He couldn't be the large snake, could he?" Ruan Qingye stuck out her tongue and mimed the snake's slithering motion with her hands. Seeing her action, the man responded even more vigorously. He grabbed Ruan Qingye's hand and licked her palm. At this moment, Ruan Qingye was finally certain. This person was the big, clumsy snake. This explained all her previous doubts. The leopard turning human made her suspect the black snake could also transform. But since then, no matter what Ruan Qingye said or gestured, the black snake never seemed to understand what she meant, so she had given up. She hadn't expected to discover this today. Ruan Qingye, who had been emotionally fragile, suddenly became excited. If the snake could transform, it meant there might be a beastman tribe here. But then, she immediately blushed, remembering the forceful way she had been fed the medicine. Her face burned. She patted her face, forcing herself to forget those images. Adjusting her mindset, she gave a small cough. "Thank you for getting the herbs for me. I feel much better now." The large snake knew that whenever the little human gave him a thumbs up, he was praising him, so he mimicked the gesture with both hands, giving 2 thumbs up, wanting to tell the little human, "You're also very good and brave for not dying of a high fever." Ruan Qingye was stunned by the large snake's mimicry. With such strong learning ability, maybe I can teach him to speak Chinese? Thinking this, Ruan Qingye pointed to her mouth, then opened it to show the mouth shape. But this was clearly not something the large snake could learn immediately. However, she wasn't in a hurry. She figured he would learn over time. The rain outside had stopped. Although Ruan Qingye's body was very tired, her spirits were high. Unknowingly, this was her 8th day in the Duoma jungle. Because she hadn't fully recovered, Ruan Qingye decided to let the black snake do the cooking. She lay on the stone bed and directed the large snake. The first time the snake used the dagger to cut meat, he froze, unable to comprehend how the small object in his hand could be so sharp. For a tribe, possessing a sharp knife was a major advantage in helping its members survive the winter safely. But Ruan Qingye didn't understand his thoughts, only demonstrating how to use the dagger. The large snake had a strong ability to accept new things. Before long, he was already skillfully skinning the prey intact. He cut half the meat and placed it on the stone slab. When he needed fire, he walked to the stone bed and picked up Ruan Qingye, taking her to the backpack. He had seen the little human use a strange object to create flames before. Ruan Qingye understood what he meant. She opened the backpack, took out the lighter, placed it in the large snake's hand, and taught him how to strike a flame. At first, when the large snake ignited the lighter, he would still react instinctively, flinching back and instinctively hissing a threat at the lighter. Seeing this, Ruan Qingye couldn't help but burst into laughter. When the large snake realized the little human was laughing at him, he felt wronged and lowered his head, rubbing against Ruan Qingye's hair. After Ruan Qingye comforted him, he successfully learned to use the lighter to start the fire. He then proceeded toward becoming an excellent barbecue master, concentrating on turning the meat with a stick. When he couldn't turn it over, he would pretend to go and stroke Ruan Qingye's face, blocking her sight. After having her eyes covered 3 times, Ruan Qingye finally got to eat the meat the large snake had grilled. For a novice, the taste was quite good. After eating, Ruan Qingye thought of a problem. She couldn't just keep calling him Big Snake. Noticing that the snake was wearing a jade pendant with an engraved character around his neck, she asked, "Is your name Ying?" The moment she spoke, The large snake walked toward Ruan Qingye on the stone bed, then pinned Ruan Qingye down. "Hey, what are you trying to do?" At this moment, Ruan Qingye was utterly panicked. She didn't want to be eaten up confusedly like this. In a rush, she kicked the large snake's vital spot. The severe pain made the snake suddenly freeze. Looking into the little human's fearful, tearful eyes, he finally realized this wasn't playful resistance. He genuinely didn't understand the love of a serpent man. The pain instantly sobered the large snake, who then became helpless. Seeing the bright red mark on Ruan Qingye's neck, he realized he had hurt the little human and looked at her with regret. "Yes, sorry." The large snake couldn't speak human language very well and anxiously tried one word at a time. Seeing this, Ruan Qing's anger subsided greatly. "Don't you ever do that again, understand?" she said while using hand gestures. The large snake nodded, seemingly understanding. Ruan Qingye finally sighed in relief. She then picked up a stick and drew a long-haired little person and a small snake on the ground. Under the little person, she wrote, "Ruan Qingye," saying, "This little person is me." Then she pointed to the small snake drawing next to it. "And you? What's your name?" Now, the large snake understood. He took off the jade pendant with the character Ying on it and managed to utter with difficulty, "Mo." Ruan Qingye immediately reacted. "Are you called Yingmo?" Hearing the syllables representing himself pronounced correctly, Yingmo excitedly propped himself up on the stone bed, lowered his head, and began to lick Ruan Qingye again, repeating, "Qingye, Mo." But this time, he wasn't as rough as before. Okay, stop that." Ruan Qingye firmly covered Yingmo's mouth and looked seriously into his eyes. "I don't like you licking me all the time. Now that you can turn into a human, we cannot be that intimate, understood?" Yingmo didn't understand why the little human wanted to push him away, but he pitifully nodded his head. Ruan Qingye pretended to be heartless and stopped stroking him. Although she was very attracted to the large snake's appearance, she still wanted a partner with an emotional foundation. After the two exchanged names, Yingmo patted Ruan Qingye's head, signaling that he was going out to hunt. Ruan Qingye knew the large snake's appetite, so she waved her hand, watching the snake's distant figure. Having been awake all night, she now felt sleepiness creeping in. When she woke up again, she smelled a faint floral fragrance. Opening her eyes, she saw Yingmo standing at the cave entrance, holding a large bouquet of wildflowers in his right hand and a large bunch of fresh green leafy vegetables in his left, a hint of shyness on his face. Ruan Qingye's attention was entirely focused on the green leafy vegetables. Pointing to the vegetables in his arms, "Where did you find those? Are they edible?" "Qingye, flowers." Yingmo didn't understand Ruan Qingye's question. He walked forward, tucked the most vibrant wildflower behind Ruan Qingye's ear, and looked at Ruan Qingye with focus. Suddenly, he raised both hands and gave a thumbs up. Ruan Qingye's ears flushed. She uncomfortably plucked the flower out. Seeing Yingmo constantly glancing guiltily at his own neck, Ruan Qingye understood he was apologizing for his rough behavior that morning. "I like your apology very much. From now on, we'll be good friends, okay?" Whenever Yingmo saw the little human, he couldn't help but want to rub the person into his embrace. But he understood the little human didn't like it, so he forced himself to first stuff the green leafy vegetables into Ruan Qingye's arms. "Qingye, like, eat." Compared to flowers, the foodie Ruan Qingye preferred the wild vegetables. From then on, a new delicacy was added to her menu. Starting that day, every time Yingmo went out to hunt, he would bring back some flowers and green leafy vegetables for her. However, one thing gave Ruan Qingye a massive headache. During the day, Yingmo would hunt in his snake form, but at night, he would invariably transform into his human form and stuff Ruan Qingye into his arms and hold her tightly while sleeping. This made Ruan Qingye feel super embarrassed. Only couples should sleep that intimately. So every night, she would tell Yingmo not to sleep like that, but Yingmo would always pretend to be confused or act like he didn't understand, which truly gave Ruan Qingye a headache. Therefore, Ruan Qingye decided to use the animal hides to build another bed in a different corner of the cave. During the day, Yingmo didn't understand what Ruan Qingye was doing, so he happily helped the little human move several piles of leaves. But that night, he realized the little human didn't want to sleep with him anymore. He stared seriously at Ruan Qingye, who was sleeping on the pile of leaves. After a few seconds, he pouted and shouted, "Qingye, bad! Qingye, bad!" After shouting a few times, and seeing the little human still ignored him, he rushed to the leaf bed, picked up the person, and quickly moved her back to the stone bed. Ruan Qingye helplessly pushed away Ying Mo, who was trying to burrow into her arms. "Ying Mo, I don't like you always hugging me. I know you understand what I mean. I'm not a particularly open person. Can we take things slowly, okay?" Ying Mo realized he couldn't keep being vague about it. He sadly nodded his head, his face full of disappointment. He didn't try to hug her again while sleeping. Although Ying Mo had a few nights of restless sleep initially, he kept his promise. Ruan Qing liked this about him very much. Her life gradually became more fulfilling and busy. Every day, Ruan Qingye not only had to grill a lot of fish for Ying Mo, but also conduct a thorough search around the stream to find more edible wild vegetables. After several days of searching, she finally discovered a type of wild vegetable that could be used to make soup. It was the monkeys who told her about it. To thank the monkeys for their help in finding the vegetables, Ruan Qingye decided to name this dish monkey vegetable. She stir-fried the monkey vegetable with venison and found the taste surprisingly delicious. She generously shared a portion with the heroes, the monkeys. The way they ate with their heads down showed they were very satisfied with the dish. However, after eating, they uncharacteristically started tugging at Ruan Qingye's clothes, grabbed the monkey vegetable on the ground, waved it, and then pointed towards the hill behind the stream. "Are you saying there are more edible wild vegetables there?" Monkeys nodded. Ruan Qingye looked and saw it wasn't far from the stream, so she grabbed her backpack and left a message on the ground with a stick, just in case Ying Mo came back from hunting and worried about not seeing her. Then, she followed a black monkey to the back of the hill. As for the monkey that was leading the way for her, she simply named the monkey Big Black Dahe. Ruan Qingye followed Big Black, and they reached the back of the hill without any hindrance. Big Black parted the grass next to a large tree, took something down, and put it in Ruan Qingye's hand. Ruan Qingye stared blankly at the Lingji mushroom, reishi, in her hand, almost dumbfounded with excitement. She promised the monkey next to her, "Big Black, I'll definitely save you a portion of the grilled fish from now on." Big Black didn't show much emotion, but with a serious face, he picked another kind of mushroom for Ruan Qingye to see, indicating that this one couldn't be eaten. When Ruan Qingye saw the black trumpet mushrooms, a kind of edible fungi, black beef jerky in the literal translation, in her hand, she was pleasantly surprised. "Don't worry, this can be eaten when cooked, and it's delicious." Ruan Qing put the black trumpet mushrooms into her backpack and patted Big Black's shoulder, looking confident. Big Black was a little worried, but remembering that all the food Ruan Qingye made tasted good, he didn't forcefully stop her from picking the so-called poisonous mushrooms. The further up the mountain they went, the more fungi they saw. Before she knew it, Ruan Qingye had gathered half a backpack full. Finally, Big Black noticed the sun was setting and reminded her it was time to go back. As they descended the mountain, Ruan Qingye felt a bad premonition. She thought that with Ying Mo's intelligence, he should have understood the drawing she left, but she was still a little uneasy. Reaching the foot of the hill, Ruan Qingye suddenly saw a flock of large white geese. The geese were bending their heads by the bank, focused on nibbling something. This immediately gave Ruan Qingye the idea of raising the geese for eggs. Her eyes lit up. She took out the last of the monkey vegetables from her backpack and quietly approached two smaller geese. Ruan Qingye got closer and realized there was a pile of sweet potato leaves on the bank of the stream, which the geese were likely after. The main prize, she realized, was the sweet potatoes exposed outside the soil. "Big Black, quick, I found something delicious again." After saying that, she paused, momentarily unsure whether to catch the geese first or dig up the sweet potatoes. She pondered for a moment, chin up, and finally decided to take the small geese back first, along with two sweet potatoes, since the sweet potatoes wouldn't run away. The little geese, seeing a stranger approaching, did not fly away. Instead, they cocked their heads curiously and stared at Ruan Qingye. "Since you're so welcoming, I won't be polite. Come home with me, my darlings." Ruan Qingye then hugged the two small geese. Feeling them gently struggle in her arms, she ran like mad. Halfway through, she remembered she hadn't brought the sweet potatoes. Just as she was hesitating whether to go back, Big Black, who had been looking confused beside her, suddenly held two super large sweet potatoes over his head. "Big Black, when did you dig the sweet potatoes?" Thinking of the delicious roasted sweet potatoes. Ruan Qingye's eyes lit up, and she couldn't stop smiling. Full of spoils, she unconsciously started humming a song. The moment she arrived at the stream, the smile on her face vanished, Don't tell me. Yingmo should have been back from hunting by now. Did he get hurt? Just as she was debating whether to go look for Yingmo, she turned around and bumped into a tall, solid wall. Yingmo was panting heavily, looking at her with deep worry. Only after seeing that Ruan Qingye was unharmed did he let out a sigh of relief. Seeing it was Yingmo, Ruan Qingye wanted to share the joy of finding the mushrooms. She quickly shook all the mushrooms out of her bag and said excitedly, "Look what I found in the hills behind the stream." These mushrooms are delicious when stir-fried. After excitedly finishing, she realized Yingmo was acting unusually quiet. He hadn't rubbed his head against her as he usually did after hunting. Ruan Qingye suddenly stopped, tilting her head to look at Yingmo with confusion. The moment Ruan Qingye dumped the contents of her backpack, Yingmo's mind exploded. He picked up one of the black trumpet mushrooms and looked at Ruan Qingye with shock and profound grief. Ruan Qingye felt strange, not understanding why Yingmo was suddenly so angry. Just then, Yingmo suddenly stepped forward and pinned her in an embrace. Before Ruan Qingye could react, she was smacked on the buttocks several times. Although Yingmo held back a lot of force, it still hurt Ruan Qingye. It was the first time a man had hit her butt. She was utterly shocked. When she finally came to her senses, she struggled with all her might, pulling out several strands of Yingmo's hair before breaking free from his embrace. "What are you doing? How can you just hit someone's butt out of nowhere? I didn't even provoke you. If you don't like mushrooms, then you don't like them. Why hit me?" The more Ruan Qingxing spoke, the more wronged she felt, tears streaming down her face. "Woo, Yingmo, I absolutely hate you now. You're just a big, stinky snake. I'm not going to live with you anymore." Yingmo, who had been momentarily blinded by anger and fear, now watched Ruan Qingye crying hysterically and finally calmed down, becoming flustered. He reached out his hand, wanting to pat the little human's head like before, but Ruan Qingye fiercely slapped his hand away. "Don't touch me!" Yingmo looked at his slapped hand, his eyes filled with loneliness, and retracted it. When Yingmo returned from hunting that afternoon, he didn't see the familiar figure by the stream and instantly panicked, so he didn't notice the message Ruan Qingye left. He followed Ruan Qing's scent toward the back of the hill. After searching frantically for a long time and failing to find Ruan Qingye, the anxiety of losing the little human again overwhelmed his mind, and his beast nature took over, especially when he found the little human had brought back so many poisonous things. He had personally witnessed a female in the tribe immediately foam at the mouth and die after eating that round thing, mushroom. He was terrified that Ruan Qingye would accidentally eat the poisonous thing, which is why he acted on impulse, mimicking how the older females in the tribe educated the young cubs by hitting Ruan Qingye's behind. Hearing the little human's accusation, he clung to the furious Ruan Qingye, clutching his own chest and anxiously trying to defend himself. "Mo, not bad. Qingye, you, bad. Mo, super bad." Ruan Qingye felt thirsty from crying so hard. Since they were arguing, she stubbornly licked her dry, peeling lips to maintain her composure. Hearing Ruan Qingye desperately call him bad, Yingmo felt like the sky was falling. He grabbed Ruan Qingye's wrist, half knelt, and repeatedly rubbed his head against Ruan Qingye's stomach. "Mo, not bad. Qingye, stay with Mo." When Yingmo pleaded in that low, husky voice, Ruan Qingye's heart couldn't help but flutter. His charm was truly potent. You don't try to win my sympathy like that. I won't go easy on you, even if you beg." Ruan Qingye turned her head, wiped her eyes, and pushed Yingmo's head away. But Yingmo was strong and insisted on keeping his head on Ruan Qingye's shoulder. Yingmo repeated in a low voice, "Die, not eat." He then picked up the mushroom he had thrown away earlier, looked at Ruan Qingye, and repeated, "Bad thing, not eat." Ruan Qingye looked at his actions and finally understood why the other party had been so angry. Looking at Yingmo's handsome face, full of guilt, her heart softened. She patiently explained that this kind of mushroom was edible. Seeing that the little human seemed less angry, Yingmo replied word by word, "Mo, Qingye, eat, not die." Ruan Qingye sighed in relief. Since the root of the conflict was solved, she didn't want to exert herself yelling anymore. She just wanted water. Looking around, she couldn't find her water bottle. "Yingmo, you didn't forget to bring the water bottle back, did you?" Now, every time Yingmo went hunting, Ruan Qingye would hang the water bottle around his neck because Yingmo always forgot to drink, rushing to the stream to gulp water every time he returned. Ruan Qingye was afraid the silly snake would dehydrate himself to death every day. Yingmo instantly stood up straight when he heard this. He quickly took the water bottle from behind him and carefully handed it to Ruan Qingye. Not lost. Mo? Obedient. Qingye. Drink water. Ruan Qingye felt relieved when she saw the water bottle, but she stubbornly refused to drink from the hand that offered it, turning her head away. Seeing her petulant gesture, Yingmo immediately took a mouthful of water, grabbed Ruan Qingye's head, and forcefully kissed her, pouring the water into her mouth. With that, Ruan Qingye's last bit of anger vanished. The teary-eyed Ruan Qingye instantly became a blushing one. You're strong, so I won't argue with you. Ruan Qingye pushed Yingmo away, snatched the water bottle, and drank a large amount herself. Back in the cave, Ruan Qingye had almost forgiven Yingmo, but when she sat down on the stone bed and instantly stood up from the pain, she decided she couldn't forgive him that quickly. That night, she would only cook for herself. When it was time to eat, Ruan Qingye looked at the 2 deer Yingmo had carried back, and her heart softened again. So she cooked the food Yingmo ate. She used the water bottle to boil the mushrooms with the meat into a soup, then threw the 2 sweet potatoes into the fire. A moment later, a savory aroma drifted out. Yingmo had already transformed into a snake form and was swallowing the prey whole, but upon smelling the aroma of the sweet potatoes and mushrooms, he instantly transformed into a human. His eyes stared intently at the steaming food, swallowing his saliva silently. Ruan Qingye enjoyed her meal while subtly observing him. Yingmo squatted in place, holding raw meat in his hand, but his eyes were constantly focused on Ruan Qingye. When he noticed the little human looking at him, he quickly waved his hand and said, Mo, hurt, Qingye, not eat, not eat. The sight almost gave Ruan Qingye heart palpitations. She clutched her chest and waved at Yingmo. Come here and help me grill your meat. The moment the words left her mouth, Yingmo scrambled over to Ruan Qingye using his hands and feet and instinctively rubbed his head against Ruan Qingye's. Qingye, good. Qingye, good. Ruan Qingye was nearly knocked to the ground by the rubbing. After eating her fill, Ruan Qingye began to delve into the reason for their argument. She suddenly felt that perhaps she should put some distance between herself and Yingmo. From some of Yingmo's daily actions, she had vaguely realized that when Yingmo first picked her up from the stream and brought her back to the cave, it wasn't because he mistook her for a cub. Perhaps Yingmo was just following the instinct for reproduction in the animal world, wanting to find a female to have offspring with. This was why his possessiveness and anger were so obvious. Ruan Qingye did not have the readiness to become Yingmo's mate. She believed that if she showed even a sliver of willingness to accept, Yingmo would immediately do something indescribable. But that wasn't what she wanted. Even though she was in a world of beastmen, Ruan Qingye still longed for a sincere relationship, not a mating instinct driven by reproduction. Therefore, she decided to move to the small bed today and sleep separately from Yingmo. As sleepiness crept in, Ruan Qingye yawned and lay down on her small bed. Yingmo immediately panicked when he saw this. He sat down and looked at Ruan Qingye, asking, Qingye, not sleep? I'll sleep here from now on. You are not allowed to carry me back to the stone bed this time. Yingmo thought Ruan Qingye was angry about the incident today. After staring blankly for a few seconds, he transformed into the large snake and lay down next to her. Ruan Qingye could only sigh helplessly. After getting used to sleeping together, it was indeed hard to adjust to being apart, even for her. Yingmo kept waking up and falling asleep all night, his mind consumed with how to appease the little human. Then, he remembered something. He had once seen a bear beast on the grassland use an ugly nest to court a female beast. That nest seemed to ooze something sweet. As soon as the female beasts ate it, they would willingly submit to the bear beast and accept mating. Thinking of this, Yingmo felt a little excited. The next morning, Yingmo got up early, determined to find that sweet thing. At this moment, Ruan Qingye stretched lazily. Seeing Yingmo unusually put the water bottle around his neck first, Ruan Qingye yawned and curiously asked, Why are you going hunting so early today? Yingmo didn't answer but said very seriously, Mo, go, fight, beast. Qingye, wait for Mo, obediently. Go on, I'll be waiting for you. As he left, Yingmo turned back repeatedly, warning her not to run around, and only left after getting her promise. Afterward, Ruan Qingye washed her face with water, then took the little geese to the stream. To her surprise, the little geese she brought back yesterday were very obedient, almost treating her as their mother. They weren't afraid of her at all, and immediately started nibbling on the grass by the stream. Having eaten so much delicious food last night, she wasn't hungry yet, so she decided to catch a few fish. She was now a master fisherman. In just a few minutes, she caught a few. As she reached the bank, she suddenly felt something soft under her feet. She looked down and saw the silt piled up by the stream bank. She scooped up some of the mud, deciding to use it to make some pottery bowls to store things. However, to fire pottery, she first needed to make a kiln, which wouldn't be finished anytime soon. Ruan Qingye thought about it and decided to throw the clay pottery blanks first. It would take 2 days for them to fully dry in the shade. During this time, she also needed to prepare a large amount of kindling to ensure the temperature wouldn't drop once she started firing the pottery. In no time, 2 bowls and 2 small pot blanks took shape in her hands. After carefully placing the blanks in the shade, Ruan Qing started making breakfast. After eating, she made a few more clay jars. It was already almost noon, and Yingmo hadn't returned. Ruan Qingye suddenly became a little worried. This was far past Yingmo's usual hunting time. Just as Ruan Qingye was hesitating whether to go out and look for him, she saw Yingmo sprinting toward the stream, clutching a huge beehive. In a flash, he was in front of her. Yingmo showed off the beehive like a treasure, stuffing it into Ruan Qingye's arms. "Qingye, delicious, give!" Ruan Qingye didn't look at the beehive in her hands, but rather at Yingmo, her eyes red-rimmed. Yingmo was covered in red dots, clearly stung by bees. You went to find honey specially for me?" Ruan Qingye's nose felt sour, and she spoke with difficulty. "Sweet, Qingye, like, not angry." Yingmo scratched the stings on his face carelessly. After speaking, he seemed to remember something, and took out a flattened, hastily made flower wreath from inside his clothes. Yingmo looked at the ugly, crushed wreath and sadly hid it behind his back. Ruan Qingye immediately snatched the wreath and put it on her head. She spun around and asked with a smile, "How is it? Does it look good?" "Good, Qingye. Better than flowers. Good looking." Yingmo looked dumbfounded. "You idiot! Why didn't you transform into your beast form when you picked it? The bees wouldn't dare sting such a big venomous snake." As Ruan Qingye spoke, she used the mud from the stream to treat Yingmo's stings. Yingmo smiled and rubbed his face against Ruan Qingye's. "Mo, not stupid. It's because it's hard to pick the beehive as a snake, so Mo used human form. All right. You're the smartest snake in the jungle then." After treating Yingmo's stings, Ruan Qingye remembered the honey and realized she didn't have any jars to store so much of it. She planned to ask Yingmo to quickly dig out a large wooden bowl later. Yingmo saw the little human staring blankly at the honey. He took out the grass bag he had brought back with the honey and grabbed a handful from inside, holding it in front of Ruan Qingye. Ruan Qingye immediately snapped out of it when she smelled a familiar scent. "It's chives! Where did you find these?" Seeing the little human so happy, Yingmo happily rummaged through the bag and found a few other things that he thought smelled pungent. "Mo, found on grassland." The first few items Ruan Qingye didn't recognize until chili peppers and garlic appeared before her eyes. "Mo, I love you to death!" Ruan Qingye excitedly threw herself into the other's arms and gave him a big hug. Yingmo was ecstatic with the little human who had voluntarily thrown herself into his embrace. He subconsciously reached out his tongue to lick Ruan Qingye's face. "Hey! Stop it!" Ruan Qingye quickly released Yingmo, blushing and looking down to tidy her clothes. She had only wanted to express her excitement and gratitude, but Yingmo kept making the atmosphere more and more ambiguous. These uncontrolled things keep happening. One of these days, I'm going to be the one who can't resist the temptation. Yingmo's eyes lit up with excitement when he sensed a different signal from the little human. He really liked his apology gift, so would she allow this too? The more he thought about it, the more a surge of unruly desire, evil fire, rushed through his body. He felt the little human he was raising had grown up a lot, but the human hadn't transformed into her beast form even once. In the snake tribe, a beast man who hadn't transformed meant he wasn't ready to mate. Yet, the little human's body was emitting that particular scent. At this moment, 2 little figures appeared in Yingmo's mind, fighting incessantly. One urged him to surrender to his desire, the other commanded him to restrain himself. "Did you forget that last time your desire hurt the little one?" This thought hit him like a clap of thunder, immediately restoring a shred of clarity. Meanwhile, Ruan Qingye didn't notice the severity of the situation at all. She played with her hair, felt the strap of her underwear loosen again, and self-consciously turned around to adjust her clothing. This exact moment was witnessed by the now-aware Yingmo. Upon seeing the little human's tender skin, the tight string of his control instantly snapped. He suddenly pounced on Ruan Qingye, tackling her onto the grass. "Ah! Yingmo, what are you doing?" Having learned from the last experience, Ruan Qingye reacted immediately, struggling fiercely but only causing Yingmo to hold her tighter. Yingmo whimpered and groaned, letting out low, distressed growls. Ruan Qingye wanted to cry. And wasn't she the one who should be crying in this situation? Luckily, Ruan Qingye's worst fear didn't materialize. Yingmo simply buried himself in her embrace, groaning and roaring. Seeing that Yingmo didn't know what to do, Ruan Qingye felt a sense of relief. Hey, stop it! Don't ruin my clothes!" Hearing the seriousness in Ruan Qingye's voice, Yingmo reluctantly loosened his grip on Ruan Qingye's clothes, making a pitiful, victim-like face. HMPH. Bad. If I were really bad, you wouldn't even get a mouthful of meat scraps. Now, get off me. Yingmo still felt something was off, but couldn't place it. He shook his head, tossed the feeling aside, and thrashed about in the little human's arms for about half an hour before finally releasing all his pent-up energy. Ruan Qingye's face was flushed from the intense scent. She frantically pulled off her pants and threw them onto Yingmo's head. "Stinky snake! Go wash my pants immediately!" Yingmo, now feeling comfortable, obediently took the little human's pants and went to the stream. Ruan Qingye sat on the ground, breathing heavily, her heart filled with struggle and fear. The surge of energy passed this time, but what about next time? Yingmo's unmasked sincerity and desire were relentlessly pushing her back. She was afraid that one day she would compromise and become merely a tool for reproduction. Just as Ruan Qingye was contemplating this relationship, Yingmo had finished washing the pants and placed them on a stone near the stream. Noticing the little human's red eyes, he rushed over and knelt before Ruan Qingye. "Yeah, hurt. Hoo-hoo. No pain." His tone was full of worry. He then blew on Ruan Qingye's reddened inner thighs. "Keep your mouth shut." This distraction from Yingmo made Ruan Qingye lose her train of thought. This stinky snake is such a flirt. If he were in modern times, he'd be a total womanizer. HMPH. He'd probably be imprisoned and savagely whipped by a sugar mummy. Ruan Qingye thought spitefully. "Since the pants are done, go help me dig out a wooden bowl with a knife to store the honey." Ruan Qingye directly punished the man who constantly sent her heart into arrhythmia by forcing him to do manual labor. The beast man's strength was immense. In no time, a super large wooden bowl was carved out. Moreover, Yingmo had meticulously smoothed the inside with leaves. Even Ruan Qingye had to admire Yingmo's practical skills. Ruan Qingye also kept busy. She cut the prey Yingmo brought back into small squares, placed them on palm-sized leaves, and marinated them with chives and garlic. Fearing the stinky snake couldn't handle spice, she only marinated a small packet of meat for herself with chili peppers. After marinating the meat, Ruan Qingye began to fill the honey, ending up with 2 full, large wooden bowls. After all this, it was time for her favorite part. Honey grilled meat using deer venison. The scent that wafted out made Yingmo involuntarily drool. Seeing that the meat was ready, Ruan Qingye picked up a skewer and handed it to him. "Here, eat." Yingmo excitedly took a bite, chewed twice, and then his eyes widened in surprise. He then fiercely kissed Ruan Qingye's lips, transformed into the large snake, and started rolling on the bank. After a while, he came back to his senses and reverted to his human form. "Yi, quick, eat, it's so good." Ruan Qingye was smug. Look how captivated this inexperienced stinky snake is. It's just honey grilled meat. Is it that big of a deal? But after she took a bite, she realized she had been overconfident. "Woo, this is too delicious." The well-traveled Ruan Qingye was so moved by the food that she cried on the spot. Upon seeing Ruan Qingye tear up, Yingmo skillfully leaned in to lick the tears. As he licked, his gaze shifted to the roasting rack, making him even more certain that Ruan Qingye was a gift sent by the gods. The initial sexual confusion in Yingmo's eyes had transformed into worship and uncontrolled affection. Yi is the sun. Mo likes her so much. Unable to express his feelings, he used the most direct analogy to convey Ruan Qingye's importance to him. Ruan Qingye rubbed his head shyly. "Actually, I'm not as great as you say. Besides, the honey and meat were brought back by you. I just processed it. You're the real hero of this meal." No, Yi is amazing. He can make fire and cook delicious things. Mo can't, Yingmo earnestly refuted. In his heart, the little human was a treasure bestowed by the gods. Feeling proud again, Ruan Qingye couldn't help but hum twice. "You're right. If it weren't for me, it would take you a long time to eat cooked food. Ruan Qingye then stopped chatting with Ying Mo and started eating the packet of meat seasoned with chili peppers. Sure enough, chili and grilled meat were the perfect match. Ying Mo was also focused on eating his portion, but he keenly smelled that the meat Ruan Qingye was eating was different from his own. Curious, he looked at Ruan Qingye and asked, "Mo can eat? If you're not afraid of spice, go ahead." Given permission, Ying Mo took a big bite, stuffing the whole piece of meat into his mouth. Unexpectedly, tears immediately began to stream out. To avoid wasting food, he forced himself to swallow it. The next second, he darted under the stream. When he emerged, his entire mouth was swollen. He climbed ashore and tearfully hugged Ruan Qingye's waist, burying his head in the other's chest without moving. Ruan Qingye touched his face, finding it a little hot. She quickly offered him water. "Does it still hurt?" "Mo, hurts so much." Ying Mo stuck out his tongue, making a pitiful face, wanting Ruan Qingye to help him. Ruan Qingye was stunned for a moment before she realized, the stinky snake wants me to suck his tongue to help. She hurriedly covered Ying Mo's mouth and comforted him. "Be a good boy, just drink more water and you'll be fine." Ying Mo pouted and sadly retracted his tongue, silently downing the entire canteen of water. After this incident, chili peppers were permanently blacklisted by Ying Mo. After eating, Ruan Qingye asked Ying Mo if he was going hunting again. Ying Mo shook his head. "Then how about we go to the back of the hill to pick mushrooms and dig sweet potatoes?" Ruan Qingye pointed the way. "It's right behind the stream, super close." Then she unconsciously touched her behind. HMPH, and I'll show you there's really no danger there. Ying Mo also recalled hitting the little human's butt earlier and could only nod sheepishly. The two slowly walked toward the stream. Ruan Qingye faintly caught a sweet peach scent. She stopped and pointed to a small path. "It smells like peaches. How about we go pick peaches first? We have the whole afternoon anyway." Ying Mo eagerly nodded in agreement. Although he didn't know what a peach was, he responded enthusiastically. Ever since they had their happy time by the stream, he had been in a state of euphoria, gradually losing the vigilance a beast man should have. Before, he never paid attention to the plants around him, but now, walking slowly with the little human, he felt very relaxed and comfortable. However, Ruan Qingye felt a bit uneasy. She was the only one chatting the whole way, while Ying Mo rarely spoke and kept staring distractedly at her back. She walked over and shook Ying Mo's arm. "Why are you spacing out again? I don't demand a response to every sentence, but at least listen to me." Seeing the little human frown, Ying Mo panicked for a moment. Without thinking, he interlaced his fingers with Ruan Qingye's hand. "Yes, Mo bad. You don't be angry." This smooth maneuver instantly calmed Ruan Qingye's temper. She even let her hand be held, the grip so tight she couldn't shake it off. "What a silly snake," she muttered, burying her head and speeding up her walking pace. After passing through a large mountain crevice, the two saw a peach orchard. Ruan Qingye excitedly went to pick peaches, gathering a pile in no time. After putting the peaches by the stream, she led Ying Mo toward the back of the hill. When people are happy, joy often turns to sorrow, and Ruan Qingye was no exception. On the way to the hill, she was careless and stepped on a sharp branch, injuring her foot. The pain instantly brought a look of agony to her face. She took off her shoe and saw blood oozing out. Seeing this, Ying Mo's heart ached, and he tried to lick the wound, but Ruan Qing stopped him in time. Ying Mo rubbed against her discontentedly for a bit, then took out some herbs, crushed them, and applied them to Ruan Qingye's foot. The bleeding stopped in a moment. "How did you know that could stop the bleeding?" Ruan Qingye asked curiously. "Learn! Mo loves to learn," Ying Mo replied while bowing his head to bandage Ruan Qingye's foot, his eyes focused. Ruan Qingye was stunned. "Is that so? Then you're a good student. We'll have to walk slower now. Why don't you go collect mushrooms, and I'll wait here for you," Ruan Qingye suggested, so as not to waste time. "Mo wants to be with Ye." After saying this, he picked up Ruan Qingye with one arm. This large area embrace, combined with the warm weather, quickly caused both their foreheads to sweat. Ruan Qingye wiped the sweat from Ying Mo's face and wanted to get down to walk herself, but Ying Mo refused to let her down, even bouncing Ruan Qingye up slightly with one hand. Carrying an adult seemed to be as easy as holding nothing for him. Despite the sweat, he wasn't struggling at all. Ruan Qingye was carried directly to their destination. The grass on the back of the hill had grown quite tall. Ruan Qingye had to struggle to part the leaves to see the mushrooms. Ying Mo also activated his learning mode, carefully memorizing what the edible mushrooms looked like. In just an hour, the two had collected a full bag of mushrooms. Seeing that it was still early, Ruan Qingye decided to explore the surroundings. Yingmo carried her as they followed the river downstream. Is all this your territory? Ruan Qingye suddenly asked a question she had always been curious about. Mo's territory is from there to there. Yingmo roughly pointed out an area. Wow, that's impressive. Your territory is that big? At this moment, Ruan Qingye felt she had latched onto a powerful figure. This world likely revered strength, and for Yingmo to operate in such a large territory, his power must be formidable. They walked along the river for a while. Ruan Qingye, being carried, felt a little tired, but Yingmo seemed fine, only sweating a bit more. To cheer herself up, Ruan Qingye cleared her throat. Yingmo, how about I sing you a song? Yingmo immediately looked at her expectantly. No, just walk normally. You can't look at me. Yingmo obediently complied, slowing his pace, ready to listen to the little human sing. Ruan Qingye sang a nursery rhyme, and when she finished, she saw Yingmo looking at her seriously again. Is it really bad? Ruan Qingye asked nervously. Mo likes it very much. Wants to hear more. Encouraged by the handsome man, Ruan Qingye sang a few more songs. She even noticed that Yingmo was softly humming along. Wow, you really have a talent for languages. Ruan Qingye couldn't help but touch Yingmo's Adam's apple, curious about how he was so talented, even at singing. But the next second, she clearly felt the man's reaction down there. She quickly retracted her hand awkwardly. Haha, sorry! I didn't realize you were so sensitive, ha! Yingmo sighed deeply, knowing he couldn't do anything to Ruan Qingye right now. He could only bite Ruan Qingye's earlobe fiercely. You must have done that on purpose. No, I didn't. Ruan Qing looked around nervously, trying to find something to distract herself. That's when she actually spotted something familiar. She pointed excitedly to the front right. Hey, quick, go there. I think I see a watermelon. Yingmo heard another word he didn't know, and his curiosity was piqued. He no longer worried about Ruan Qing's actions and walked in the direction she pointed. Ruan Qing got closer and saw that it truly was a large watermelon, with a crack already open. She impatiently got down from Yingmo and used her knife to cut off a piece, wanting to taste it. But Yingmo stopped her. Mo, eat first. He gently took a bite. For unknown food, he wouldn't let the little human eat first. How is it? Is it good? Ruan Qingye looked at Yingmo with anticipation. Very sweet. No poison. Then, the two began to devour the watermelon. Sure enough, the things found in the wilderness were much tastier than in modern times. Ruan Qingye held the watermelon and sighed with emotion. Yingmo saw the little human's face covered in juice and suddenly felt his own watermelon wasn't as sweet. He stuck out his tongue to lick the juice off Ruan Qingye's face. Stinky snake, what are you doing, you bastard? Ruan Qingye couldn't stop the aroused Yingmo and could only let the stinky snake lick the juice clean from her face. Afterward, the two planned to return. Suddenly, Ruan Qingye felt a gust of cold wind by her ear. Then, a few strands of her long hair were instantly severed by sharp claws, and a scratch appeared on her cheek. Yingmo reacted quickly, instantly transforming into his snake form and shielding the little human behind him. He then slammed his tail hard toward the sudden attacker. Only then did Ruan Qingye clearly see that the beast attacking them was a gray wolf. Touching the blood on her face, the oppressive feeling of the beast made it difficult for her to breathe. The two fierce beasts fought to a standstill for a moment. Ruan Qingye hid behind a large tree, silently cheering on the large snake. But the next moment, the gray wolf transformed into its human form, dodged Yingmo's attack, and stood directly in front of her, staring intently. Ruan Qingye immediately got goosebumps. Seeing this, Yingmo roared and also transformed into his human form, standing in front of the little human to confront the wolfman. To Ruan Qingye's surprise, the two beastmen started arguing in a string of unintelligible sounds. In the middle of their shouting, Ruan Qingye heard scattered words related to female and mating. Yingmo seemed to grow angrier as they spoke. Ruan Qingye was shocked. She could actually understand some of the beastmen's language. It doesn't look dangerous, Ruan Qingye thought. She walked up and patted Yingmo's arm, whispering, What are you two talking about? Isn't this your territory? How did that wolfman appear suddenly? Though her voice was quiet, the wolfman across from her heard it and let out a flirtatious whistle, his eyes showing greed. Seeing this, Yingmo quickly shielded the little human behind him. Yay, don't look! Ruan Qingye had no choice but to stop moving recklessly. She felt the tension between the two was escalating. They didn't seem to be fighting over prey, so what were they arguing about? As she was wondering, a few red berries were suddenly thrown at her feet, tossed by the wolfman. This act completely enraged Yingmo. He immediately rushed forward and started fighting the wolfman again. The furious Yingmo showed formidable strength, and the fight was decided quickly. Yingmo only suffered minor scrapes, while the wolfman was thoroughly beaten. The defeated wolfman could only slink away, but before leaving, he took a long, deep look at Ruan Qingye, letting out a strange growling sound from his throat. Yingmo was so angry he wanted to go after him, but the wolfman didn't give him the chance, running off after his roar. Ruan Qingye didn't dwell on the growl. She was more concerned with checking Yingmo's injuries. She tore off a piece of cloth and carefully bandaged Yingmo's wounds. After treating the injuries, she asked with a curious expression, "What did that wolf want? Why did he suddenly attack me? This is clearly your territory, and that wolf was very rude. Also, I could actually understand some of your conversation. You've never spoken to me in the beast language, only hissed. Why is that?" Faced with Ruan Qing's barrage of questions, Yingmo chose silence. After the adorable, muttering little human finally quieted down, he hugged her tightly. "Mo, good! You don't leave!" Ruan Qingye looked confused. "What did that wolfman say to you? I heard something about a female. Was he trying to fight you over me?" she asked jokingly. Hearing this, Yingmo's eyes reddened. He stared at Ruan Qingye pitifully without speaking. "Ye doesn't have Mo's scent? The wolf wanted to steal ye. Ye promised not to leave?" Ruan Qingye hadn't expected her joke to be true. She felt a bit speechless about the male rivalry in the wild. "Don't worry, I absolutely won't leave." She didn't know why Yingmo would think she would run off with the wolfman, so she could only repeat over and over that she wouldn't leave. "Are the females in your tribe easily shared with other males?" Yingmo glanced at Ruan Qingye, quickly looked away, and finally managed to speak with difficulty. It turned out that females were rare in the snake tribe. Usually one female would live with 5 or 6 males, but Yingmo felt that he was bad and didn't like that arrangement, so he left the tribe alone. Quote, "That's too much. Can they even handle that?" Ruan Qingye muttered internally. Now she was completely speechless. "Yi, can you just have Mo alone? No one else?" Yingmo's voice was full of possessiveness. He did not want to share the little one with other males. "Stinky snake, I haven't even agreed to date you yet. You're getting ahead of yourself. But if we really do end up together, I'll definitely only take you, one snake. I'm very dedicated. Besides, with my small body, one might already be too much." She dared to add that last sentence because she knew this simple-minded snake wouldn't understand. Hearing the little human say she only wanted him, Yingmo's heart slightly relaxed. However, he was still confused about Wolf Wu's claim that the little human didn't carry his scent. He was around the little human every day and licked her neck and body, so why was there no scent? But this was clearly not something the simple Yingmo could figure out. Once Ruan Qingye recovered her strength, she prepared to return to the cave. Before leaving, she saw the red berries the wolfman had left behind. Since the wolfman is gone, it'd be a waste not to eat them, she thought, and reached out to pick them up. But before she could touch them, the agitated Yingmo picked them up and threw them away. Yingmo frowned and looked at Ruan Qingye. "Ye bad, cheats Mo." Ruan Qing felt wronged. "How did I cheat you?" "Why did you eat Wolf Wu's berries?" "Ye bad." "Hey, no I didn't. Mo is thinking too much. I just thought it would be a waste not to eat them. Anyway, Wolf Wu wouldn't know. Don't throw them." Fine, I won't throw them, okay?" Ruan Qingye thought that jealous men were truly unreasonable. She let it go and urged the stinky snake. "Here, carry me, let's go back." She opened her arms to Yingmo. Yingmo was immediately happy and picked up the little human. They hadn't walked far when Ruan Qingye heard a faint meowing sound. At her request, Yingmo carried her to the patch of grass where the kitten was. She pushed aside the grass and saw a white kitten hissing a warning at her. After careful observation, Ruan Qingye realized the kitten's back leg was injured. She found 2 straight branches. "Kitty, I'm not a bad person. Let me splint your leg, okay? Don't move." Perhaps sensing Ruan Qingye had no malicious intent, the kitten allowed her to successfully splint its leg. Watching the kitten constantly lick her hand, Ruan Qingye's heart melted. "It seems to trust me. Yingmo, let's take this little cat back with us." Since the cave was Yingmo's territory, she had to get the owner's permission before taking any other creature back. Before Yingmo could reply, Ruan Qingye already knew it was a lost cause, seeing Yingmo's look of menace directed at the kitten. She was afraid Yingmo would just throw the kitten away the next second, so she reluctantly prepared to put the kitten down. But just then, Yingmo agreed. "Yi likes, can take." Yingmo knew the little one got bored alone by the stream when he went hunting. He also knew this kind of cat couldn't transform into a human form. With a cat, the little one wouldn't be so lonely. Although he didn't like the cat, he wanted the little human to be happy more. At this moment, Ruan Qingye was truly touched. It was a remarkable and great thing for someone to change their instincts for another person. This made her less afraid of future intimacy. Yingmo picked up the little human again. His time, the two didn't stop and went straight back to the cave. After placing the kitten on her small bed, Ruan Qingye wanted to go with Yingmo to carry the peaches back, but she was refused. Yingmo insisted on going alone and told her to rest at home. So Ruan Qingye stayed to prepare dinner. Before Yingmo left, he casually tossed the kitten from Ruan Qingye's small bed. "Don't let it sleep on the bed." "Okay, I won't let it sleep on the bed." Only after getting the little one's guarantee did he leave the cave. Ruan Qingye planned to make a bed for the kitten later. "Since you've come back with me, you're a member of our family. How about I name you?" Let's call you you, meaning carefree, hoping you live a life without worries. You licked Ruan Qingye's hand, seeming quite satisfied with the name. For dinner, Ruan Qingye planned to make mushroom soup and honey grilled meat. But the leftover meat from yesterday had been eaten by Yingmo, who had just returned with the peaches. Yingmo said he'd go catch a fresh beast for her to eat. Yingmo always showed his care unintentionally. Sometimes actions convey emotion better than words. Soon, Yingmo returned with a deer. At this point, Ruan Qingye thought of a serious problem. Humans can't go without salt for long. Beastmen can supplement salt from animal blood, but Ruan Qingye didn't want to do that, so she had to start looking for salt. "Yingmo, do you know where there are any salty foods? Or where have you found white stuff that tastes a bit salty and bitter?" Facing the little human's sudden question, Yingmo thought for a moment, pointing toward the eastern grassland. "Lots of water there. White stuff. Lots of water." "Is there so much water that you can't see the land?" Yingmo nodded. "There are also birds. Bird cubs are weak there. Can they also transform into humans?" Ruan Qingye was immediately excited to hear about bird beast men. "Have you seen them? Why do you say bird beast men are weak? They can transform into humans, and they are very weak. They dry the white stuff. When the flowers bloom, they trade things there. So there was intertribal communication here." Ruan Qingye was even more excited. But the flowers bloom in spring, and it was already summer. She couldn't wait until next year to eat salt. She looked at Yingmo and said, "After I've finished firing the pots, will you take me to the sea? I really want to go there." "You won't leave? We'll come back with Mo?" Since the wolf man appeared, Yingmo had become suspicious. He was afraid the little one would be attracted by other creatures, so his first reaction was to confirm that Ruan Qingye wouldn't leave him. "Don't worry, I'll always follow you." Then Mo will take Ye," Yingmo agreed without hesitation this time. Hearing Yingmo's firm promise, Ruan Qingye smiled slightly. "Thank you, Yingmo." Taking advantage of the moment, she decided to ask the question that had been on her mind. "Yingmo, when you first brought me back, did you only want me to give birth to little snakes for you?" Yingmo froze for a moment, sensitively detecting the disappointment in Ruan Qingye's tone, but still frowned and nodded. "Yi smells good and looks good. Mo likes. Little snakes born will also look good." Okay, so that was the reason, just as I suspected. But she also felt that the reason Yingmo kept her in the beginning didn't seem so important anymore. Ruan Qingye, no longer dwelling on it, looked at Yingmo and said seriously, "But where I come from, for two people to live together and have children, they must have an emotional foundation. Then they date and get married. But you definitely don't know what dating is. I originally thought you didn't even know what, meant, but you said this afternoon that you only want to be with me, and your reason for leaving the tribe made me realize that you don't just follow your instincts. You're leaving the tribe because you don't want to share a partner is very strange for your snake tribe, but to me it's normal, because love is inherently selfish. Sorry, I carelessly judged you before I understood you." Before she could finish, Yingmo pulled her into an embrace. "Hey, I'm apologizing and trying to figure out our relationship. Hey, stinky snake, shut up." Seeing the little one angry, Yingmo let out a muffled, "Oh," but held Ruan Qingye tightly and refused to let go. "I'm really casting pearls before swine here. No casting pearls before a snake for now. Yingmo was indeed listening seriously at first. Although he didn't understand, he was attentive. But gradually, he was attracted by the little human's lips and uncontrollably wanted to kiss the little one. Seeing the stinky snake quiet down, Ruan Qingye continued. To put it simply, I don't dislike you now. I've started to like you a little. Don't mind me being fickle. It's because you're too silly. You don't say much, but you do a lot, and it's all for me. No one has ever been so good to me before, and that's why I'm touched. Yingmo immediately heard the sensitive word and retorted, Mo is not silly. Smart. Good to ye. Okay. Alright, I know you're not silly, so I plan to slowly accept you. Not now, though. I'm also someone who keeps my promises. Once I accept you, I won't change. Yingmo's eyes instantly widened. He asked with anticipation, accept Mo? Is that making little snakes with Mo? Quote, you're thinking too much. What I mean by accepting is just dating you. Ruan Qingye covered Yingmo's eyes. His pure yet desirous gaze made her a little shy. Good! No little snakes. Mo only wants ye! Yingmo's eyes were filled with unprecedented satisfaction and joy. Considering how silly you are, the next time you make my heart flutter, I'll accept you. Ruan Qingye saw Yingmo's dazed expression and quietly added the thought internally. After this emotional release, Ruan Qingye felt very comfortable and wanted to take a bath. Yingmo carried her to the stream. This time, Ruan Qingye didn't refuse when Yingmo wanted to get into the water with her. After all, the stinky snake was clumsy and didn't understand much. The most he'd do was rub against her. Back in the cave, Ruan Qingye still headed for her small bed. Although she was no longer angry, they had agreed to sleep separately, and she couldn't just give up on that after one day. Besides, they hadn't officially started dating yet. This time, when Yingmo saw Ruan Qingye lying on the small bed, he immediately went over, casually tossing the kitten that was nestled by the bed onto the rock bed, and then happily laid down on a corner of the small bed. Ruan Qingye kicked him. Go sleep on the rock bed! Intimate contact is forbidden during the probationary period. Yingmo let out a grunt and immediately grabbed her foot, refusing to let go. Mo wants to sleep with Ye, can't be separated, wants to be intimate. Ruan Qingye wondered where he had learned such shamelessness. Since they had already bathed together, Ruan Qingye didn't argue further. Half an hour later, are you asleep? Ruan Qingye, unable to sleep, wanted to chat with the stinky snake. No. Then can I ask one more question? If you agree, you can't get angry. After seeing the wolfman, she guessed that many beastman tribes were probably scattered around the Duoma jungle. So she wanted to know more about the beastmen. Won't be angry. What does you want to know? Mo can tell you everything. Does that wolf tribe usually live in human form? What do they usually eat? Don't they eat raw meat? Also, the bird beastmen. If they can fly, they must have traveled to many places, right? Where did you see them? Did you fight with them too? Yingmo fell silent after this barrage of questions. Ruan Qingye thought she had spoken too fast and the other party hadn't understood. Just as she was about to repeat herself, her mouth was sealed. Ruan Qingye felt her throat was about to be pierced, and she slapped Yingmo hard. I didn't even mention Wolf Wu this time, and you promised you wouldn't get angry. You failed! HMPH, I'm not letting you pass the probationary period. Ye bad! Don't think about him. Yingmo's jealousy was immediately triggered by that one sentence. What am I thinking about? Can you please stop letting your brain only focus on this kind of thing? Ruan Qingye couldn't win physically, so she unleashed a verbal assault. But in a flash, she found all her clothes were gone. Stinky snake, you pervert, you hooligan. Then, Yingmo licked her all over. As he licked, Yingmo mumbled, Mo's scent. He doesn't have it. Needs more and more. The next day, Ruan Qingye woke up feeling sore all over, her skin covered in red marks. For the culprit who caused all this, she immediately punished Yingmo with a day without grilled meat and made him fill the small side cave with branches. She was preparing for the pot firing process. While Yingmo collected firewood, Ruan Qingye dug a small, simple kiln on the slope of the hill, but halfway through, Yingmo carried her back to the cave to rest, and then went in himself to finish the remaining work. Yingmo worked without complaint, smiling the whole time. Ruan Qingye wondered if he was overworked and silly. 2 days passed quickly. Yingmo understood that the little one's project was important, so after catching 2 prey in the morning, he rushed back to work. He also brought back a bunch of wildflowers and a beehive. Ruan Qingye was relieved to see he hadn't injured himself this time. Yingmo was already an expert at reconciliation. He knew that whenever he made the little one angry, he should bring beautiful flowers and sweet honey to apologize. To prevent Ruan Qingye from overheating, he also took over the fire-stoking job. Whether it was the good clay or Yingmo's perfect fire control, out of the 20 pots and 5 pans in the kiln, only 3 pots were damaged. "Yingmo, we succeeded! Now we have pots and bowls!" Yingmo happily watched the items in Ruan Qingye's arms. Just seeing Ruan Qingye happy gave him a comforting feeling. He then picked up the jumping little human with one hand, bouncing her up like a child, and planting a kiss on her face. "Oh, you silly snake, you kissed my nose!" Ruan Qingye laughed. But before she finished, Yingmo covered her face with wet kisses, making loud smacking sounds. "You definitely bit my lip this time. I don't want your kisses. 10 points deducted from your probationary period." Yingmo instantly whined in a low voice. "No deduction. Don't deduct." Yingmo didn't know what a probationary period or score was, but he instinctively felt that the more points, the better. He whined playfully, asking Ruan Qingye to add points instead. After they played for a while, both were tired and sat down next to their spoils. You saw them leaning together and went up to nestle in Ruan Qingye's arms, appreciating the beautiful sunset with everyone. In this moment, Ruan Qingye was filled with hope for the future. Heaven always brings surprises to those who bravely face life. The day after the pottery success, Ruan Qingye had more good news. The chili seeds she had planted had sprouted small seedlings, and the chives and garlic were also growing well. Most importantly, you brought back a large potato. Ruan Qingye hugged the excited Yu and kissed him for a long time, pointing at the potato and asking where he had found it. The dizzy Yu happily led Ruan Qingye to the discovery spot. It was the same back hill she had visited several times. Ruan Qingye decided to name this mountain, which was full of treasures, Mount Sacred Spirit, a resounding name to thank the mountain for its gifts. This time, she thoroughly searched the area and even found taro. That night, she fried the potato slices in deer fat. Yingmo wasn't particularly interested in the starchy food, but he was happy watching Ruan Qingye eat with her cheeks stuffed. He was still very confused about the little one's appetite, as she only ate a little at each meal. At this point, he finally couldn't help but ask the burning question, "Yi, why don't you transform into a beast?" It took Ruan Qingye a few seconds to understand what he meant. "I can't transform. I was born this way." "Why can't you become a snake? Not the same as Mo?" Yingmo pressed urgently. "Because I'm a human, not a beast man." Ruan Qingye clarified for the first time that she and Yingmo were different species. She wondered if this silly snake could handle a cross-species relationship. Is it going to be difficult for you to accept that I don't have a beast form?" Yingmo certainly wasn't bothered by the little one not being a beast man. There was an incident in the snake tribe where a snake man gave up his beast form to become permanently human, but he froze to death in the winter. Humans were small and frail and couldn't withstand the cold here. So when Ruan Qingye said she had no beast form, Yingmo was devastated. He didn't want the little one to perish in the coming winter. The more Yingmo thought about it, the sadder he got, and tears welled up. "Mo likes Yi the most. Winter is very cold. Humans die. Mo doesn't want Yi to die." Ruan Qingye breathed a sigh of relief. "Don't worry, my love. I'm very strong, and I'm super resistant to cold. Winter won't defeat me." Yingmo quieted down and clung to her affectionately. Finally, Ruan Qingye got annoyed with all the rubbing. "Stinky snake, that's enough. My patience is running out today. Go cheer yourself up." Seeing Ruan Qingye's fiery eyes, Yingmo instantly switched to a brilliant smile. Ruan Qingye immediately realized this stinky snake was faking it. He's even learned how to act just to get cuddles. What a cunning snake. She looked at Yingmo with contempt. After realizing the little one couldn't transform into a beast, Yingmo was determined to spend the winter with her. He believed he could protect the little one. "Yingmo, have you considered returning to the snake tribe? Now that we have good tools, maybe we can teach them how to make them?" Ruan Qingye tried to start a conversation as the atmosphere quieted down. Yingmo was silent for a long time before speaking. "The snake tribe only returns to the settlement when it is very cold. We don't use fire." So he wasn't refusing to return to the tribe, it just wasn't time yet. "Then don't you want to tell them that fire can make so many delicious things? If a tribe's diet improves, the population should increase, and they'll become more prosperous, right? Really? Yingmo looked excited. Perhaps. After all, warmth leads to prosperity. Only when people are well-fed and well-rested do they have the mood to reproduce. Ruan Qingye wasn't completely sure. Mo trusts Ye. Ye is a gift from the beast god to Mo. You're exaggerating a bit, Ruan Qingye said, slightly shy from the praise. So where is your tribe? Is it far? Given how clingy Yingmo was, he would surely take Ruan Qing with him when he returned, but Ruan Qing couldn't bear to leave Mount Sacred Spirit. Not far. Just over the mountains, Yingmo said, pointing toward the direction of the peach orchard, to the continuous folded mountain range. That's good. Even if we go back to the tribe, we can still come out to live here for a while. Ruan Qingye felt relieved and stopped worrying about things that hadn't happened yet. The next day, Ruan Qingye's long-lost relative finally arrived after 2 months, directly disrupting her relationship with Yingmo. During the day, Ruan Qingye felt a sudden sharp pain in her lower abdomen, but she didn't pay it much mind. However, that night she noticed the aggression in Yingmo's eyes was stronger than ever. Although Yingmo had whined and flirted for mating before, it was mostly just noise. Ruan Qingye just endured it and it passed. But this time, Ruan Qingye had a bad feeling, and a woman's intuition is indeed accurate in this regard. She didn't know how the stinky snake instinctively figured things out, but her first time ended with her passing out. Ruan Qingye didn't wake up until noon the next day. Her entire body felt like it was falling apart. Seeing the bloodstain on her inner thigh, she realized she had started her period. A slight movement of her thigh caused a rush of warm fluid. Luckily, she still had 2 sanitary pads. Ruan Qingye planned to use wood ash to make a few monthly towels next time. After she finished cleaning up, she was exhausted. Thinking of the wild scene from the night before made her angry. This stinky snake, he should just starve. She fell asleep in a daze. She didn't know how long she slept, but a sudden coolness in her lower body jolted Ruan Qingye awake. She opened her eyes and saw Yingmo with his head buried between her legs. Hey, stinky snake! What are you doing? Yingmo looked up, worried, and said, Yi is bleeding. Mo is sad. You feel sorry for me now? When I told you to stop last night, why didn't you say you were sad? I get it now. You don't even like me. If it were any other female here, you'd probably be the same way. The more she spoke, the more wrong she felt, and tears welled up in her eyes. Yingmo quickly shook his head in a panic. No! Mo doesn't like other females, only likes Yi. It's Mo's fault. Yi is hurt. Mo licks, and it gets better. He prepared to use action to show his sincerity. Ruan Qingye was genuinely terrified of this stinky snake. She struggled to get up and dodge. I'm really fine. Bleeding is normal. It will be better in a few days. Don't pull at my clothes. But Yingmo tightly held onto her legs, refusing to let go no matter how much Ruan Qingye struggled. He insisted on checking personally to confirm Ruan Qingye was okay. At this moment, Ruan Qingye really wanted to cry. Does a person this shameless exist? She couldn't deal with this stubborn snake. I'm really uncomfortable. Please listen to me, okay? Yingmo finally let go. Yi, sorry! Mo was bad last night. He had only thought about himself and hadn't considered the little one at all. The more Yingmo thought about it, the more miserable he felt, and he started to cry. I'm not blaming you. This is normal. We women bleed every month, Ruan Qingye weakly explained one last time. She finally succumbed to exhaustion and fell asleep again. Yingmo felt the person in his arms become completely still, and his heart momentarily stopped. After a brief shock, he tremblingly used his hand to check the pulse in the little one's neck. When he felt the pulse still beating, he let out a breath, but tears streamed down his face. This was the first time he had ever hated himself so much. Afraid the little one would wake up and see him like this, he quickly wiped away his tears and sobbed while preparing the prey. After making a difficult batch of meat soup, he found the little one was still asleep. Ye eat, eat! He called out softly several times, but the little human didn't wake up. Yingmo was now completely frantic. He remembered that a beast man in the snake tribe had once used his own blood to save a cub. Although the little one kept saying she was fine, Yingmo thought continuous bleeding must be very serious, and the little one was just trying not to worry him. Yingmo found Ruan Qingye's dagger, and without hesitation, sliced his own wrist. He then held his wrist to the little human's lips. In her dream, Ruan Qingye was unbearably thirsty, but suddenly, there was a liquid with a bloody smell. Although the taste was strange, Ruan Qing couldn't help but drink it. Slowly, she woke up, opening her eyes to see a bleeding arm in her vision. Ying-mo, what did you do? Why did you give me your blood? Stop moving. I'm going to stop the bleeding. Ruan Qingye pressed hard on the pressure points to stop the bleeding. Don't ever do this again. I'm really fine. Ruan Qingye lectured the disobedient snake while bandaging his wound. As she spoke, she started to cry because she realized that Ying-mo genuinely cared about her. This kind of care and affection moved Ruan Qingye so much that she couldn't control her emotions. Mo is strong. Giving blood to Yi won't hurt him. Ying-mo mumbled stubbornly, but he didn't dare to look Ruan Qingye in the eye. You are so disobedient. Don't you believe me? I'm really fine. I'll be perfectly healthy again in a few days. Ying-mo blinked, half believing. Really? You won't lie to Mo? Of course not. When have I ever lied to you? After getting Ruan Qingye's assurance, Ying-mo finally relaxed. Once his emotions were stable, he started to feel embarrassed. This was the first time he voluntarily moved away from Ruan Qingye. He pointed to the fire pit, indicating he was going to cook. Watching Ying-mo's focused back as he cooked, Ruan Qingye felt a vague sense of fortune for being here. Although the living conditions were poor, food was plentiful, and she had found her love here. I'm giving you 50 points this time.